Hello my friend, for today's video I have something that I think it does have the potential to change everything. If we think about it, I'm laughing because we are choosing a character, we're choosing an avatar unconsciously most of our lives. But when we are actually able to realize that we are creating our own state of being, our own limitations, our own paradigms, it's just a matter of deciding, do I still want to play that same role in my life, or do I want to change it? And for this, there's no better guidance than your own spirit guidance. And spirit guidance will come from stillness, and will come from those moments when you are not pushing too hard or rushing or trying to change everything from your ego, trying to change everything because you desperately want something out of your mood, out of comparing yourself to somebody else, comparing yourself to who you were yesterday, and why haven't I still achieved certain things. And that's just not the way of spirit. That's not the way of your soul. The way of your soul is in stillness, noticing and acknowledging what your soul is calling for, and taking that leap of faith. Becoming one with your future self implies communication with your higher self. Your higher self knows the way, and he's trying to show you in little things. For example, when something is not working, when your phone is not working for some reason, when you were meant to go somewhere and for some reason your flight is canceled, those are signs that you don't need to rush. Those are signs that you need to trust the process, that you need to trust that things are unfolding in a way that you can actually relax and be present. And only then you'll discover why the things that happened were happening, and they were happening for you, not to you. So breaking free of that victim mentality is also crucial. Lately, I've realized in my own life that I was still pushing in certain areas, and excuse the wind, and I only just realized that I still love what I do, but my approach to doing certain things, and you might relate to this, I'm gonna explain that in a second. My approach was not the one of just being connected and relaxed in many aspects of my day-to-day doing. So, for example, one of the things I love doing the most is recording and producing music and singing. And I find that since I started producing when I was young, many of the aspects, emotional aspects of producing music are still there. And those emotions were unconscious to me, and they were actually affecting me big time. So I realized that I could actually change that around, that I was not that identity. I could just enjoy the music or the writing or the production in a whole different way, in a new way. And in that new way, I do not need to force and have a deadline so tight. I could just trust. And when I trust, something magical happens, and I start having this beautiful flow that I cannot even explain. And lately I started doing that. I started being open to more things, and certain things have changed. For example, I started hearing stuff in my dreams, like in the middle of a dream, I can listen to a full orchestra or a full song with detail. And sometimes I wake up because of the noise, and it's like, what? I thought this was actually coming from some external source, but no, it was coming from a dream. So then I wake up and I'm able to translate. If I'm in that same state, I'm able to translate what I heard in that dream. And to me, that is only happening when I allow to trust the process instead of forcing having all of the solutions like I did when I was like 18 maybe. So it's so good to actually realize that if you're not where you wanted to be by now, it's because that's your ego voice that was trying to tell you that you should be somewhere else. But again, with the trust, you realize that there's a reason why you are still not there, and maybe that was not the path. So what I want to say in this video is, notice how you feel when you do the things you do, and notice if those feelings correlate to how you are operating. Meaning, if you're doing some everyday task and you find yourself annoyed, and you find yourself sad, if you find yourself with worry, with fear, with some strong emotion, know that to change that, you would need to acknowledge that emotion and say, interesting, this has nothing to do with the now, with the present moment, so I let that stuck feeling stored in my body go. I thank you so much for being here. I am free of that emotional charge.